Hello and welcome to Meditation and Flow podcast. My name is Juan Pablo Castañeda and I help people to eliminate the stress, to eliminate the self sabotage, to achieve their goals with the power of meditation, with the power of mindset. And that is exactly what we're gonna do today. So get ready to fully open your heart and leverage the power of your intention and your energy to continue growing constantly in awareness by keep practicing again and again and one more time, remaining here, remaining present, delighting yourself with your own reality because you understand that you came here to experience miracles, purpose, and connection. And today we have an awesome conversation with Mrs. Amazing Coach Tina Woodger. And let's wait no more. Let's get to it.
Yeah, so one question that came up for me, which is close to my heart because for me on my spiritual journey, I have definitely had a lot of encounters with people who don't necessarily understand that language or, they think it's like woo-woo or things like that, right? So I was wondering, what has been your experience with sharing spiritual wisdom with others?
Oh, nice question. Um, yeah, I think that's an interesting one because we sometimes are so passionate about spirituality and we are like, oh my God, I just discovered the whole I just read Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, and now I know everything that everybody needs to know. It's a tutorial for happiness. I don't know how everybody is not reading this. I don't comprehend it because it's such a powerful book and everybody should read it, right? But when we recommend it to another person, we might probably experience um, um, how do you say a response or yeah, they probably don't receive it very well, so they're like, oh, it sounds interesting. They didn't never open the book or they didn't, yeah, find the interest. So I think it's all about allowing the people to flow to you instead of you trying to share with everybody because not everybody is ready, not everybody is in the same page, and I think they shouldn't be in the same page. Us believing that we know best and that this book is the best for everybody is not true because they're all reading the books that they need, right? What I don't know what would you think about this yourself?
Yeah, I definitely agree that for me on my journey as well, you get, for me it was so great because I had these kind of inner knowings or ideas and I didn't have words for them. And so when I started meditating and through my meditation practice, I had kind of ideas of things to Google, like really random things like, why am I thirsty after meditation? And then I found like this spiritual blog that was like talking about it, and they were like talking about other spiritual things. So for me in my journey, I feel like finding the words to describe like spiritual truths or like the non-physical reality or like the different layers of reality that we have was so helpful because I already understood some of it within myself and I didn't really have a big vocabulary for it. So then finding that vocabulary was so powerful and I was so excited and yeah, I think then there definitely comes a time when you're like, right, everyone has to know this. This is the best thing that I've ever seen or learned or heard. And then you try and share and then some people are like, what are you talking about? And I find it really interesting that we have these different layers of reality, if you want to call it layers, and and we're so much in the physical reality with our body and things like that. And then a lot of people only experience their reality, not only, but predominantly experience their reality from a physical viewpoint and potentially maybe from a kind of scientific viewpoint as well. And then I find it really interesting that there's this way of wanting to communicate these things that we know to be true and that we resonate so deeply with, and then wanting to communicate that with people who just don't understand that or don't experience that themselves, or aren't interested or things like that. So I guess for me there's still kind of like the question of how can we bridge that gap, because I don't know, I feel so deeply about these things and these truths, and for me, I'm still kind of figuring out, I mean, like you were saying, not everyone has to know these things, or not, and it's not for everyone, right? And at the same time, when I feel so passionately about it, I would love to find a way to bridge the gap more. So that was what was coming up for me, really.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. And yeah, totally feel you with this sensation of, oh my God, this would really benefit everybody because it has really benefited us, right? And I think that's a really beautiful calling that we get to share our. I think we all have this, right? Whenever we understand something, whenever we achieve a greater sense of happiness, whenever we practice a meditation technique that really help us, it can really feel like we must share it with everybody, right? And I think that's a beautiful thing for us to honor and for us to respect and to listen and to act on it, right? We are here to share. We are here to shine. We are here to be heard. We are here to talk, to speak. And at the same time, it's very interesting to discover the ways that we can do this, right? To discover the different approaches that we can do that we can take so that people indeed receives our light and that we are actually shining properly, right? Because sometimes I remember this one thing, this story that is a beauty, I think is gonna bring a lot of light to this topic because it was such a beautiful wisdom and a beautiful message that I received from my uncle. Yeah, he's my uncle and he's the brother of my father, right? And he um told me one day he was married, right? And he was sharing with me that he was not very happy anymore with his wife. And he came downstairs every morning. He prepared breakfast for her. He did it with love. He did it um with a hope of her receiving the gift, right? But she came down and it was a long relationship that it was not working for a lot of time, right? So she came down and she noticed the gift, but it was not a gift for her because she has been suffering a lot. And in her mind, the source of suffering was him, right? So she was not able to receive the breakfast with love. She was not able to receive the gift. So even though he prepared the gift, he, he tried to give, he tried to give, she didn't receive. So he was not giving because he might be preparing the breakfast, but he didn't give her everything that she really needed her because they were just not meant to be together, right? But the understanding here is that wow, he was giving, yeah, in a kind of sense, he was giving breakfast, he was giving a gift, but she was not receiving, so he was not giving, right? Giving and receiving is the same. Whenever I am really giving and I'm feeling like, yeah, this is beautiful for everybody to listen, it doesn't matter if they listen. It doesn't matter if it is received or not because I am already receiving. the beautiful gift of giving, right? So we can shine our light with different approaches. We can share our messages by understanding that it is a beautiful gift to receive the ability to give. It's probably a tricky thing to say and to pronunciate, especially for me. And yeah, the main insight and the main understanding is that we must focus. It's beautiful and it's powerful to focus on really giving the best out of ourselves to the without expecting anything in return, right? Because we understand and we feel that us giving is already a receiving, it's already a gift for us to receive. So many times, I don't know you, but I have been experiencing a sensation of, you know what, I'm giving, but I want you to receive, receive it. Come on, you must receive it. Otherwise, it's not gonna be really cool. It's not, and yeah, we are trying to benefit ourselves. We're trying to receive this approval, right? We're trying to receive this sense of connection, right? Because, and whenever we don't receive it, it's like incomplete. So this allows us to just give without any um, expectation, right? And that is just
Mm,
key because how we learn when something, first of all, if I believe that I know, I'm not able to learn. If I believe that I know, I am not able to learn because I am closed, because I already know, right? If I believe that
mm,
I know, I cannot learn. And that is impressive. That is really interesting. And that is something that we must really deepen in our consciousness. If we believe that we know, we're not able to learn. And nobody is able to learn if they believe they know. Right? And second of
mm,
all, we're not able to learn if we're not trying to, we're not able to learn if we're not trying to learn, right? We must be open. It's impossible to teach somebody that is not willing to learn, that doesn't need the learning, that is not looking for the lesson. So,
mm.
yeah, what's coming up for you?
Yeah, I love that. For me, two things came up, and one of them was which I find so interesting, is that sometimes when we support others, they may not even react at all in the moment. So you think that, the support that you gave didn't really do anything. And then later on, they might say, oh, yeah. And then you're like, oh, okay. So in the moment, you might be like, oh, I tried to give and it wasn't received. Oh, well, whatever. And then actually, it was just sinking in. So they just didn't want to kind of have an open reaction in that moment, right? And then later on, there can still be something where they're like, yeah. And so I find that really interesting that sometimes we don't even perceive what's going on, and that's fine too, and that's beautiful as well. So
Yeah.
that really helps as well, not being attached as well, because if we're always looking for like a reaction or anything like
Yeah.
that, then I don't know, it doesn't help the whole energy of, yeah, allowing things to sink in the way that they are meant to without anyone looking for something or wanting something or expecting something, right? So it kind of creates more of a container of allowing and being, and it is just is, right? So yeah, that's what came up for me. And then another
Good.
thing, what's the other thing? I can't remember what the other thing was right now, but yeah, that one was really present. And yeah, I guess, yeah, just to kind of add, I really loved what you said about, if we think we know, then we can't learn anymore. Like that resonates so deeply with me. And very often I'll think, oh, I don't really know anything. And what the way I love to learn is that when something resonates with me, I'll be like 100% like, yes, this is it. And at the same time, I'm always like, but I don't know. And there's always like that thing where it's like, what else is there? Because at the end of the day, we don't really know anything, right? So
Yeah.
and I love that. For me, one way of realizing that was when, because I studied psychology and sociology, and very often, you learn like a theory or like a theory in psychology, for example, and then so someone will be like, yeah, this is how it is. And then I don't know, a few years later, someone else does a different study, and it's like, right now, this is how it is. And it's the same in science, right? Even in science, it's always like, oh, this thing is true right now until, oh, now we know this. So I realized very quickly that it's like, okay, we don't really know anything because anything that we know can just go out the window as soon as something else is discovered. And for me, that's a beautiful full reflection of how the universe works and the energy works because yes, it's true. And then it's like, this is happening right now. And then we expand and go beyond. And then it's like, right, and now this is happening right now. Now this is true. And I really love that. I love that way. It makes it
Yeah.
interesting, right? And it's
Yeah.
progressive and it keeps changing and growing. That is kind of growth in a way. And yeah, I really love that. It makes it fun.
Me too. Me too. I just love it so much. And I totally resonate with that. And I think a lot of the teaching that I try to teach, right? A lot of the information that I'm trying to put out there is that truth is never well, when we talk about truth, some people think about um kind of a piece of information, right? Whenever if I say this shirt is black, that can be a truthful statement, right? And it's an information, right? It's a statement. This shirt is black. Yes, it is black, right? But if I have a microscope and I go deep, deep, deep inside, I find that some of the fibers, they are not black, they are probably gray, right? So even that can be not true. This can be a white or gray shirt, even though we're seeing black. And what I was about to share that really resonates with my heart is that um, information is different than truth. Just because I put it into words, the fact that this shirt is black, just because it's now information, now is disconnected from the truth. Because information is different than truth. Truth, for me, is reality, is that which is permanent, permanent. When we know something is real because it's permanent, right? Our presence, who we really are, is real. We are permanent. And the body changes, right? The shirt changes, right? Everything that is not permanent is not real. That's the definition. So then how can we become closer to truth? Well, without putting information in our mind, without thinking. So our mind is the prison of the known. Everything that has been learned can never be truth because it's not fresh, it's not present, it's not here and now. Here and now is truth. Reality is truth, right?
Mm.
So that is a beautiful way for us to really continue to open our mind, to continue experiencing this sense of this feels true for me. And that is, I think, such an interesting way of living. I think this is wisdom. I think us feeling our truth is different than and is more so much more powerful, and we can really trust and we can really deepen this connection, and we can cultivate this sensation of, yeah, this for me is true. I feel it. I know it, right? It's different than when we're thinking, okay, I believe this is black. I believe it. Yes, I, it's fixed, right? Truth is not fixed. Truth is always open to continue. Okay, what if this sensation of truth starts to change, right? It is always changing. We are always experiencing a new moment, a new sensation of, oh, this feels good. So we can merge with our true self, with who we really are, in so many different ways, because every moment is different.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really love how you were saying that when it feels true, that that's really true. And I love that because I think, in our kind of education systems and things, we're so taught to analyze with the mind and pick things apart with the mind and find the
Yeah,
truths through the
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
And something that has been really present for me on my journey, especially in the last couple of years, is actually feeling the truth in your body. It
Mm-hmm.
really feels so present in the body, that awareness and the wisdom and the truth. And it's so interesting because yeah, the body has its whole own thing going on and its whole own thing to share. And and it's funny because when I first heard this concept, I heard it on a podcast. Someone was sharing how, she really listens to her body. I was like, I don't know, that doesn't really resonate with me. At that moment, it just didn't resonate with me at all. I couldn't feel into that. And I
Yeah,
really feel like it's some kind of cross between like the body and the spirit and like being able to feel the spirit sensations through the body or something. Because I feel like it's definitely something very spiritual and kind of coming from the non-physical. And it's your body receiving it, and then you can kind of interpret what the body is saying. I feel like it's something like that. So over
yeah,
time, kind of cultivating that listening is so beautiful. And then kind of tapping into the body wisdom. And like you were saying, figuring out what is true for us right now in this moment and just feeling it in the body, even if the mind is like, doesn't make sense, it's
yeah,
never been done before, or science doesn't agree with that, or whatever the mind
yeah,
might say, we can
yeah.
feel it in our body and it's like, yes, yes, yes.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Oh my God, I love it. And I think it makes so much sense right now in my mind because it's so contradicting, right? Life is miraculous. Life is not logical at all. I am saying right now, yeah, what we're saying makes so much logic, makes so much sense in my mind. So my mind can really help me also to continue thinking, to continue pondering. Meditation means pondering, thinking, analyzing, focusing, right? So we get to
Mm.
continue building new pathways in our mind to continue, yes, thinking, because we do think, because we're human beings, we have a mind, and the mind does think. And it's not all about, yeah, I know my truth, I feel my truth every moment, and that is the path. That is the way that I take every decision. That it would be amazing, and at the same time, yes, we think we have the mind, right? So what I'm saying is, it makes so much. What really makes a lot of sense, a lot of logic in my mind is that we want to live an unlimited experience, don't we? Yes or no?
I definitely do.
We we want to experience our essence, and our essence is unlimited, is limitless, is it not?
Mm.
And our mind is always limiting us. The mind says that in order for you to learn, and in order for you to benefit um, from working with somebody one on one, he or she needs to be a psychologist, first of all, or a therapist, right? He does need. The mind is telling that it needs a paper. It's necessary a paper for you to learn. He must be a teacher, right? Or yeah, a school teacher, right? The mind tells that if you're gonna learn from somebody, it must be a teacher from school, right? or your parent, or your father, or your mother, right? If he's your mother, or if he's your father, he is entitled to teach you, right? And yeah, of course, we learn a lot from our fathers and mothers. And at the same time, I can tell you in my experience that I have learned from everybody, because I have been open to learning from everybody, and I have been learning from everybody, from every experience. And what we were saying, it feels true. It feels true. I don't want you to uh, resonate with something that you don't resonate. I don't want you to believe something that you don't believe. But if you open yourself, you get the chance to resonate and to benefit and to continue to heal and to continue to empower yourself from every experience, from meeting, from all the connections that you have with all the people, even when they say something that is probably not in alignment, you gain a sense, hey, that was not in alignment, I understand, and I choose again my truth that this is what is real for me, and I embody it and I feel it, right? And
Mm.
it's an interesting thing, and it's an interesting way that we can continue um, to practice to embody our truth more, because sometimes our mind has created conditioning, right? Conditioning, so many strategies, because the mind needs meat, the mind needs beliefs, the mind creates structures in the mind for us to be familiar and safe, and to don't waste a lot of energy. So conditioning is the way of the mind to keep us safe and comfortable without losing energy of uncertainty. Right? If something is uncertain, it can represent a loss of energy and probably an uncomfortable emotion. Right? So the mind is always trying to keep us safe. I don't know
Mm.
if you would like to at this point, what do you understand by the word conditioning?
Yeah, before I delve into that, because it's such an amazing topic, and I definitely want to do that, I just wanted to quickly share as well what came up for me when you were sharing that. And one thing was also just leaning into the wisdom that we all have different perspectives and that we all have different truths and different things that resonate with us. And it's so beautiful when we can come together in a way where we can realize that your reality is very different from mine,
Yeah,
very, very different.
yeah,
And what you experience is very different. So, therefore, what you believe is different. Your truth is different.
mm,
And when we can still come together and accept, I see you and I don't agree with that. That doesn't ring true to me, and it's fine. We can have different truths. Truth isn't just for one kind of way. Truth can be many different perspectives and true for many different people in different ways.
yeah.
So that was coming up for me as well. And I can't remember the other thing right now. So yeah. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that was it. And also, and that kind of ties in with the conditioning as well, right? So also how right now, when you were sharing, for example, how, we believe that people who teach us are, school teachers or our parents or things like that. And I really feel like there's the field of belief, right? The kind of like collective beliefs. And I feel like these are changing right now. And it's so
Yeah.
exciting because, what you were mentioning, that is still the predominant kind of belief. And at the same time, I feel like we are also tapping into, for example, me learning from just, yeah, random people on YouTube, lots of different types of people who are sharing their message. They are all teaching, they're teaching their truths, they're teaching what resonates with them. So I feel like we're coming into a new age now as well, where that kind of field of belief is slowly changing as well. And then, yeah, about the conditioning, I think that's so interesting as well, because like you were saying, we have that part of us that wants to keep us safe. And And I really feel like right now is such an amazing time for putting light onto that and for releasing that survival mechanism very slightly. I'm not saying that us in our lifetime will be able to kind of let go of it fully. I do believe, though, that right now we're coming to a point where we're becoming really aware of that voice, and we're becoming aware of the function of it. We're becoming aware of where did it come from. Like our ancestors really needed that voice in a very strong way, for
Yeah,
survival and things like that.
yeah,
And we're kind of catching up in our society where, for the most part, we're very safe, we have our basic needs met, and we still have that voice within us that's like, no, I want to keep you safe, this and this. And
yeah,
I just feel like right now, because we are in this place of safety and having our basic needs met, we are now able to look at our emotions, and we're able to look at our mental patterns. And we're also more able to connect spiritually because the other things are being taken care of. And so I do feel like that conditioning and the way that all of that works, I feel like right now is such a beautiful and really powerful time to be looking at that and, doing the shadow work, doing all of that kind of work, and yeah, bringing the light to it.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my God, I love it. I love it so much. And I think it's really, really also important. I think it's I don't know, I'm just going nuts. I have been discovering these last months that I have been believing some beliefs. My mind has created conditioning. My mind has created strategy. I don't know how to call it. Yeah, limited beliefs would be a right way to put them. Limited beliefs that are a way of myself conditioning. It's a conditioning because yeah, it's a conditioning. Let's describe conditioning. Our mind creates conditions, right? If something happens, then another thing will follow, right? If something happens, then another thing will follow. And some of the conditionings, for example, I will share right now that I have been, I think 4 months ago, 3 months ago, it doesn't matter when, but I have been believing that my voice is not worthy to be shared, that my voice is not valuable, that my voice should be quiet. And that belief had led me to, of course, do not speak my voice a lot, do not shine however I like to shine, do not be however I want to be, do not be the person that I am meant to be, right? Because of the limiting beliefs. So these beliefs are a way to keep us safe, but they are so expensive. So we lose so much power. We lose everything that we came to the planet to do is to experience our greatness, to experience our soul, to experience ourselves, to be who we are, right? And these limiting beliefs are keeping us away, are keeping us away from what we came to do, are keeping us away from us sharing, from us shining, from us building our conscious businesses, for us doing what we came to do, fulfilling our purpose, following our hearts, because the beliefs are so loud. I don't know how else to put it because it is important that we start seeing, and that is that we start seeing, that we start gaining awareness more and more and more, because it's not one conditioning that we have, right? It's not one. Our mind is filled with conditionings. Our mind is, well, in some cases, we do believe a lot of beliefs that are just limiting. And when I say limiting, I just mean false. I just mean they are not true. They are limiting beliefs. I can tell you, my voice is worthy. And if I put it into words, of course, my voice is valuable. I have a lot to offer, right? And because I put it into words, just by doing that, I managed to go, oh my God, I have been believing that my voice is not valuable. And I have been really feeling that. And it has been really hurting me. And it has been really affecting my experience in a negative way. So I can empower myself by starting to go, okay, that is not true. What is true? That I am worthy to share it, to share my voice continuously. I even wrote it. I even wrote it down while I was doing a. I even wrote it down while I was sharing it, doing a Inside Timer Live. So it was miraculous. It was beautiful, and it was a way for me to empower myself. And I think that is why I'm so passionate in it. I'm so passionate about mindset and meditation coaching. And I think that's really wonderful that my clients get to see with their eyes. See with the eyes. Oh my God, I have been believing that. If we don't see with our eyes, if we don't have the awareness, if we don't stop and have the awareness, we continue to destroy our experience. We continue to limit our soul. We continue to hold ourselves back. We're not here to be held back, are we?
No way.
No way. No way. No freaking way. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So beautiful. So beautiful. And so important right now as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think it's time. I think it's time for us. I think it's how we raise the vibration, right? I think us um, working one on one with coaches are a way that we can most effectively, fastest way, ultimate way for us to really lift our vibration and start. Our vibration is our reality. If we lift our vibration right now, we start to experience a reality, a high vibe reality right now.
Yeah, I always say that working with a coach is like a cheat code. It's like instead of taking like 3 years to work through something on your own and kind of struggle a little and not be really sure what's going on and things like that, working with a coach is like bam, in like a few months, you have clarity, you have understanding, you've overcome that, and you're going further and beyond. And the rate of growth is so expanded and so quick when working with a coach. And it's so much fun to see the growth and the healing and the transformation. So yeah, it's to me, it's definitely like a cheat code. It's like so supportive, so amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so magical and so powerful. I think one time I got the opportunity to start working actually with my spiritual teacher, Eduardo Mendez. I have told you about him before. And I went to him and he said the first session, he said, "Hey, Juan Pablo, what are you looking for? Why are you here?" And I was like, well, I've experienced I was going to the gym. I have been going to the gym since I was 15 years old. And whenever I was at the gym, I was noticing that it was really nice, right? Going to the gym is really nice. And whenever I had a friend spotting me, like go counting the reps with me and uh, turning with me, and okay, I do the rep, then you, and I spot you, I support you, and of course, it's so fun, right? Because we become friends and we start to make jokes in the meanwhile, and those jokes really sometimes they get really cool, really funny, and sometimes they get really yeah, it's an amazing experience to have somebody that is there for your workout to build a better physique, right? Imagine the physique is good, but the mind, the quality of your consciousness, Tina, the quality of your consciousness is the only one that will give enlightenment to you. We're here to be enlightened, right? We're here to be happy. We're here to be fully satisfied with who we are. The
Mm,
only thing that will get us closer to enlightenment is us shifting now, is our relationship with the present moment, the amount of energy in the heart, and quality of our conscious. How important is it to have somebody that is spotting you, that is supporting you, that is there for you to improve the quality, to shift, to transform, to heal, to refine the quality of your consciousness? How important
mm,
is it? How much benefits how can you get by having somebody to spot you in the gym? A lot, because the physique is important. But the quality of your consciousness, that is the only one that will really give you what you want, honestly, what you need.
mm. Yeah, I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's a really beautiful place to leave it for today as well. I think we're at time now as well.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What a beautiful way to end our lovely very first podcast.
Yes, it's awesome. Thank you so much, Tina. You're so wonderful. I really love this space. I think it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I love connecting with you and I love what we managed to, yeah, explore together. It's so cool and it's such a beautiful space like you were saying. So yeah, thank you so much as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. So I think a lot of the people that is listening to us right now can be thinking, all right, that all sounds amazing, but how can I hire Tina as a coach? How can I find you?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm Tina Woodger on Instagram. Definitely always up for receiving some messages and for anyone who wants to connect with me or work with me, I'm here, I'm open for it, and yeah, and I'd love to do so. So yeah, and how about you? Where can people find you?
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, if you want to work with me, I'm um still receiving clients for one-on-one, and you can find me in Instagram as JP your M coach. M for mindset and meditation, but it's only one M. JP your M coach. That's me on Instagram. If you send me a DM, I would be really, really happy to start getting to know you and assess if we are a good match for us to work together. And yeah, thank you so much for listening, everybody. Yeah, I'm also doing a challenge right now. And if you want to learn to meditate deeper and deepen your own relationship with who you really are, well, join the challenge because it's going to be really cool. And you can also join the challenge by clicking on the link on my bio or sending me a DM. And that would be also amazing if you join. So thank you so much, everybody. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome night. And Tina, thank you for being so, so great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.